Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Shay Roberts. It is Toxic Tuesday. It is Toxic Tuesday. And I'm telling you, okay, ignore the pimple patch. Like, your girl is having a breakout. I'm telling you, this show today was not going to be very long. I mean, it was going to be an hour, but it wasn't going to be that long because there just hasn't been a lot of celebrity news happening. This past weekend, I've been monitoring because I like to literally start planning my show like a week in advance. And I'm just like, nothing's really happening. I guess I'll talk about the Miami finale in Salt Lake City. But I was like, where are the headlines at? Lo and behold, as I'm literally getting ready to film, getting my notes together one last time, some news drops. Like, some news. I'm talking about Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban separating after 19 years. What did the Brits say? Are you joking me? That is some news. Nicole Kidman will be in every movie. Keith Urban, they've been together for nearly 20 years and they have separated. I'm going to talk more about that. That is not included on our Toxic Talks because I do not prey on anyone's relationship breakup, downfall, unless it is Mariah the Scientist. I don't prey on anyone's relationship downfall. I don't prey on any of the celebrities getting into it. So those do not go into Toxic Talks. That's going to be in our reality topics, but I had to open up the show with that because not them separating after 19 years. We're going to get into the details. It's very tight-lipped. TMZ reported it first, of course. Now we got all these other outlets reporting it, claiming they have more information. To be honest, if TMZ is reporting a story first, they're probably the only people that really have the tea, because TMZ has people that literally, for their wage and living, like one of their jobs of the day on the hour, check for celebrity divorces, check to see what courts are receiving. They have people that stake outs at these courts and stuff, see what divorces came through, see what separated. They have a mighty team. I think a lot of people don't realize, they have people on it just to be on the clock regular, just checking for celebrity filings, just filings on the clock, death certificates on the clock, just things other outlets don't. TMZ is messy, shady, but they be on it. I'm going to read the TMZ report because I'm hoping when we're done with Toxic Talks, I'm hoping that there's more information coming out because there are articles coming out now. So hopefully by the time I'm done with the Toxic Talks, we'll get a little more information, insight into that. Speaking of Toxic Talks, let's hop right into it. On my toxic list, people are being toxic this fine Tuesday that clearly are not learning their lesson is definitely Scheana Shay. Scheana Shay is I don't even like to talk about Scheana Shay because Scheana Shay is so irrelevant to me in the Bravo world, but I guess she's relevant today. This girl has got herself in a pickle. She is beefing with everyone and their mama at NBC Universal right now. I did not know she was beefing with Adriana De Mora as well, as she's also beefing with Tamra Judge. Her and Lala Kent have apparently fallen out. I know Katie Maloney had said something on her podcast, disrespectfully pod or whatever, about her and Scheana and how Scheana is such a clout chaser and basically she has no respect for her. So I knew Katie didn't like her, but the thing is Katie don't really play. She's not about to pretend. She's the last one to pretend. But I didn't know. So apparently, Scheana came out with her tell-all. Oh, why did I just drag tell-all? She came out with her tell-all and exposed her and Brock's relationship essentially being fake. That's not what it said. She essentially exposed the fact that Brock had an emotional or an affair. He had some sort of affair on Scheana. And this was during the season where they were all trying to do the most to get Ariana to feel comfortable filming with Todd Sandoval again. Well, I almost call him Todd. Doing the most to try to get Ariana to forgive him for his scandal, for his true lack of fidelity to Ariana and cheating on her with Raquel. You know I do a what's the reality on what the reality. I don't know how many years I need to be into my pod. I don't think I ever want to open up Scandival again. I am Scandival'd out. Like, I need a couple more years before I do a deep dive on that, like a refresher. That season, all the girls, they were so nervous about their job position and everything. And they were wanting Ariana to just forgive Tom for the sake of their job security. Scheana, Brock had cheated on her, and she was not open about that at all. So I wonder if that's why Bravo execs are not happy with her. But I was hearing conflicting things. So I was hearing as soon as she dropped that book, they were like, oh my gosh, like it's basically yours. Like the job is yours for the Valley because that's why she dropped it. And also there's supposed to be some tea about LVP, which I don't even think ended up being anything like claimable. Also, LVP just celebrated her 65th birthday. Like she looks amazing. Did not realize Ramona Singer was older than LVP. And so is Adriana De Mora, which Lord, don't talk about her age because that girl gets in her feelings. But there was a Watch Weapons Live. So we knew that was happening. So we know the book kind of was a flop. And Scheana has remained very outspoken, essentially saying like a lot of her friends, it's putting in perspective who really supports her because a lot of people have not been posting about the book on social media, which gives like, you just want friends for social media. But Sheena's the type, she has 40 different people's locations. So I do think she has a lot of friends, but she was disheartened by how many people off of the Valley did not post about her book. That's the real tea. She's upset that a lot of people from the Valley did not post about it because that was supposed to be her securing her spot. Guess who secured her spot on the Valley instead? Lala Kent. I don't know. Like, I actually used to like Lala back in the day on Vanderpump. Do you want to get popped or do you want to get along? Like, period. I actually liked Lauren from Utah. Essentially, like, I liked her, not her first season, because I did think she was secretive, but when all the girls, whenever there's like a pile on, I always like the underdog. So whenever those seasons, when they kept piling on her, I was like, okay, whatever. She want to lie about seeing a married man, like, let her. Like, this isn't the first girl in LA to do this. But then I didn't like the way she went out the show the first time or the second time, especially with the whole Ariana stuff. So that's when I kind of stopped. And last season really put a bad taste in my mouth with her because I just felt like she really lost herself. And yeah, so now she's on this whole redemption era. She has been secured for the Valley season 3. That is essentially probably where her and Sheena's beef is coming from because she essentially took Sheena's spot. We all thought Scheana was a guarantee to go on there. I'm happy Sheena's not going on there because Scheana is just so thirsty to me. And I will never forget, I saw this tweet of someone saying, Scheana gives me like someone that graduated high school and still hangs out with the high school kids. Like the way she dresses, the way she does her hair, like she cannot move on in peace. And it's like, you should just do that. And then maybe Bravo will call you back. But like, you're so thirsty. You talk about you want to be on Dancing with the Stars. And now you are allegedly talking about you wanted to be casted on Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm like, girl. So I don't watch Orange County, so I can't really tell you guys the information, the tea on that. But Tamra Judge and Adriana De Mora was on Watch What Happens Live. And Tamra said that it was Scheana that was behind the whole Gretchen stuff, whatever's happening on that. And that's who she's not looking forward to seeing at BravoCon. And then Scheana hit back at her with a merry-go-round, which I did see this. Basically poking fun at how Tamra looks because Tamra does look crazy. I'm not gonna lie, like her face is giving crazy, like overstretched, like too much. But basically she was with like a clown on a merry-go-round, like it was definitely giving like Halloween or something. And she's like, point of view, you run into someone you had beef with and you squashed her beef, like basically saying she squashed her beef with Tamra Judge with this clown because this is what Tamra Judge is giving. That's beef number 3. I didn't know she had beef with Adriana De Mora from Real Housewives of Miami. A friend of. She's not a housewife, you guys. But, okay, so apparently, there's just so much going on. So apparently, Scheana has gotten away with Captain Jason from Below Deck Down Under and Adriana. So Adriana was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said that What did she say? She said something. She said she created a problem with me and Captain Cutie. And we knew that Adriana and him like had connected last BravoCon. So I don't know what problem Scheana created, but Scheana creates a lot of problems. And so then we have a lot of Lala doing press now that it has been confirmed that she will be on the Valley season 3 as a regular. She seems very humble now. She says she regrets like her past like behavior her last season on Vanderpump. Like she really regrets that. She says the audience does scare her to come back to TV. Like she's never felt this scared and like anxious before. She seems very humble, which is totally different than how she was seeming a couple months ago. And I think you do really have to humble yourself and like realize these are the people that are paying you. And I think a year no consistent check from Bravo really makes you be like, like let me humble myself. Let me eat some humble pie. I hope she don't be doing the most on the Valley, but you just never know with Lauren from Utah. But she's basically giving insight. She said on her podcast, which isn't even called Give Them Lala anymore. I didn't know that. I stopped listening to that podcast. It was like terrible to me. She said on her podcast, which is untraditionally Lala podcast, that Scheana and her are in a very strange place. And that even though they're like family, because like her daughters and Sheena's daughters still play and everything, she doesn't respect or like how Scheana has gone about quote unquote certain things. She said, quote unquote, she said it put friendships into perspective based on who posted her book. So, like I said, Sheena's mad that these people, especially in Bravo world, did not post about her book to really amp her up, to really put her in the front field, in the running to really secure the Valley spot. And I'm hearing Bravo executives are very upset with her behavior as well, and basically how she's pissed off everyone. And essentially this could low-key be their lick back of, you know what, we don't like your behavior, you're not going to be on the Valley. So she hasn't even been seen to be filming even like friend roles for them. And of course there's going to be some animosity there, because I think she thought it was a given guarantee that she would be on the Valley season 3. However, Lala has now grabbed that spot. And yeah, so she's just really upset. Yeah. And I'm also like, was it really a New York Times bestseller? I'm like, I feel like they always say that. Like, is it ever really giving New York Times bestseller? I don't know if it is. I feel like New York Times bestseller for how long? Okay, some other news in our toxic talks, like Lala Kent, I'm just going to stay on that because this is confusing to me. Lala Kent has essentially like soft launched with Tom Schwartz. I'm going to put it up on the screen, either on the left or right, because what the heck is going on? She essentially posted this photo on her Instagram story. It says soft launch, like so soft, it's not even real type soft. And there's like a picture of her in literally, oh, well, you guys can actually see this one. I don't think I have to put it on the screen. I can like leave it like this. This is what she posted. I mean, is she with him? I mean, she has literally no, yeah. She literally, I don't, that girl is a mess if she's with him. If you think he can give you anything, I mean, that is crazy. If anything, I would think it's for sure for the Valley. But I don't know. I think she's probably just teasing, because there have been rumors of him like and Michelle dating as well. I don't know if I believe that. Let's talk about Starbucks. So Starbucks is closing a bunch of locations, possibly a location near you. And people want to understand why Starbucks is closing, especially after, you know, all the protests. I think like the Palestine protests and stuff. I think people thought like this wave had passed, but apparently, you know, Starbucks has lost a lot of money over the years. And I think this is kind of what's going to happen with Target. This is like the projected rate that's happening with Target. Like, even though people think the boycott is over, like that happened in February, I'm still seeing a lot of people are still boycotting a lot at Target, rightfully so. I haven't shopped at Target since February. And the fact that they had to get a new CEO, a CEO that had been with them for 13, 15 years, The boycotts are clearly working. So this is a boycott that is clearly working. This has been a boycott that has been in the mix for a while. So why Starbucks is closing for years? This is from CNN. Starbucks announced Thursday that it will close 1% of its stores. When you look at it in hindsight, and that's in North America, like that doesn't seem like a lot, but they're closing 1% of their stores literally in a month. So it just makes you think how many of their stores will be closed within the next year if they're already doing 1% in a month. Like, you know what I mean? So the closures and layoffs of 900 corporate employees are part of a $1 billion restructuring plan. Starbucks CEO Brian Nicole said the stores it will shut weren't, quote unquote, what our customers and partners expect or weren't making money. Closing roughly 400 stores is like a rounding error for the coffee giant, which has more than 32,000 locations worldwide, and it still plans to open new stores next year. But the fact that Starbucks is shrinking right now represents something significant for its business. Starbucks closures were driven by consumers who moved away from urban centers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Since RJ Hodaboy and analysts at Placer AI affirm that tracks foot traffic, the chain is now shutting leases in areas that have notably less business. Starbucks is also getting squeezed by independent coffee shops, growing chains like Blank Street Coffee and Blue Bottle, and drive-through companies such as Dutch Bros. I wonder also because I've been seeing a couple of Seven Brews, at least in my city, open. A lot of smaller, more affordable coffee places are becoming accessible. I mean, I will always love a good holiday Starbucks beverage and a good black cold tea with lemonade. Uh, I will, but that's crazy. And customers have balked at the chain's prices. I will say their prices are insane. Like Starbucks prices will continue to be insane to me. More than 70% of people blamed higher prices for why they plan to visit Starbucks less over the next 12 months. And I've literally shrunk down mine because I was reloading my cart too much, spending $50 a week at Starbucks. Like, who do I think I am? And then a recent UBS survey of 1,600 customers found that Starbucks is struggling the most with people making under 100K, the survey found, which is almost like everyone in this world. 100K, like, come on. So Starbucks turnaround has been, quote unquote, made more challenging by ongoing economic uncertainty and the rapid expansion of drive-through focused competitors. I was just trying to see if they recognized CNN Business doesn't even really touch on the boycott, which I know, in my opinion, I think has had a lot, and I've seen a lot. I think that's an effective boycott. I'm wondering if I can find any story about that, but I'll tell you what Starbucks needs to do. I went to Cedar Point. I try to go to Cedar Point every year. Went to Cedar Point. The Starbucks isn't even letting you have a regular water without buying something as of this year. So they need to get that together because I don't know why they're even doing that. But closing 434 store locations in the first quarter next year really makes me think how many locations will be closed by the end of 2026. I think that's still a lot, but yes, Starbucks, is it in their flop era? Like, and is Target going to be following soon? Because it's giving to me definitely, I think it's also, you can even relate this back to Vegas, tourism. Like, the high prices just ain't cute, boo, especially when the salaries aren't going up. Like, Vegas tourism is so down, and it used to be the cheap place to vacation. Like, the prices are insane, and the prices are insane at Starbucks. The prices are insane, and it's like the economy, I feel like, will crash at any moment, and you kind of hope that so everything can reset, honestly. Let's talk about, she's not toxic because she would never be toxic, but let's talk about Ariana Grande because Ariana Grande is calling out these Trump supporter fans. She posted something on her story and I literally cackled. I literally saw this yesterday. I was like laying in bed and I was like, she's just literally so funny. Because what did she say? Of course, the White House has responded. I cannot. Not the Palm Beach Post posting about it. I just cannot. Like, because, okay, so where is her story? So this is what her story said. I'm going to try to take a screenshot and post that also on here. But she said, I want to check in with Trump voters. I have one very genuine question. It's been 250 days now that immigrants have been violently torn from their families and communities have been destroyed. Now that trans people have been blamed for virtually everything and live in fear. Now that free speech is on the brink of collapse for us all. Has your life gotten better? have your groceries gotten cheaper? Has your health insurance premium gone down? Has your work-life balance improved? Can you take a vacation yet? Are you happier? Has the widespread suffering of others paid off for you in the way he promised it would, or are you still waiting? Because really, did it, like, I have that question often these days. I'm like, the groceries are still up, the gas is still up, like nothing has really changed. I'm trying to see if the White House responded, because they've been getting very loose on their social medias, specifically Twitter. They always are saying something, and it's crazy because it's like the White House official account. Like, it's not even this convicts who's in charge. It's not even his social account. It's the White House official account. So it's like, it's just literally a literal mess over there, like a brothel or something. But that's for your toxic talks. Ariana Grande is not toxic by means, but she made the toxic talks because she is literally calling out the toxicity that's going on in this country. I want to get into these reality topics because I want to talk about this Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban story, and I'm trying to see if I've gotten any new updates besides this TMZ story. I don't think I have, so I'm going to go to my TMZ story and I'm going to read what is going on because a lot of people were shocked by that. This reported literally an hour ago. It's 6 o'clock. I record, like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban have separated, TMZ has learned. Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ. The couple have been living apart since, quote unquote, the beginning of summer. What? We're told Nicole has been taking care of their 2 children and, quote unquote, holding the family together through this difficult time since Keith has been gone. From my understanding, Keith is the one that initiated this separation. As for why, we're told it's one-sided. Nicole did not want the separation and has been trying to save the marriage. One source said that, quote unquote, Keith has acquired his own residence in Nashville and has moved out of their family home, which is also in Nashville. As for whether couple will divorce or not, it's to be determined. Keith and Nicole married in 2006 and their kids are 14 and 17. Truly devastating. That is a very huge breakup if they do not reconcile. Unfortunately, when you do see the first, hearings and hearsays of a possible, separation and a possible, wait, I had to pause it because literally like my nephew just got here and I can hear him like shouting at the staircase. But yes, unfortunately, when you do see the first separation, like reports, I feel like that ultimately leads to divorce, and they've been separated since the beginning of the summer. How they've been able to keep this under wraps is crazy. Like I said, TMZ stays on it. They clearly had someone following up. They were peeping stuff. Also, I feel like there's been a couple of awards, Academy. No, not the Academy. There were the Oscars, and I don't think they were even there. They weren't there together, and I'm trying to remember if Nicole Kidman was even there. So it's like normally some couple photos, I would have seen them at award shows. I don't think they've been out or spotted in a while, and I do wonder how those newsrooms works. Like, is there a checklist of all these celebrity couples? Because I didn't even talk about Shaun White and Nina Dobrev breaking up. Like, what the heck? And now her being spotted with Zac Efron and Chase, what is his name, Wanders or whatever. Why do I think I just got that wrong? Chase Crawford. I don't know where I got Wanders from, but Chase is from Gossip Girl. I didn't even connect the two. Oh my gosh, I love Gossip Girl. It's like the perfect season to watch Gossip Girl also. But no, I'm just saying, like, I didn't even talk about Shaun White and Nina Dobrev breaking up. I don't even know how went on to that. They broke up like 2-3 weeks ago, and now she's like seen on the yacht with Zac Efron and his like bleach blonde hair. But I just wonder how those newsrooms work. Like, there's a list of things you just check off, like couples, like celebrity couples that you just keep on an eyesight of, like, oh my gosh, like I haven't seen this celebrity couple out in a while. Let's do a follow up. Let's see, what's going on. That's like what people are trying to assume with Nicole and Andrea right now. They're like, there's clearly a PR relationship, but people are like, if there's a PR relationship, where's the PR? So it's just like, it just makes you wonder how that stuff goes down. And other reality topics, I want to talk about Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton has postponed her Las Vegas concert, which was actually supposed to be a residency due to health challenges. Dolly Parton won't be lighting up. This is from CNN Entertainment. Won't be lighting up the Las Vegas Strip this December after revealing to fans that some quote unquote health challenges are forcing her to postpone her residencies. She is 79 years old, and don't forget her husband recently passed away. I want to say in the beginning of the summer. I cannot remember, but we do know her husband did pass away. She was set to perform 6 shows at the Colosseum at Caesar's Palace from December 4th to the 13th. So she's letting you guys know pretty much in advance. And this was supposed to be her first Las Vegas residency in more than 30 years. So she is letting people know pretty in advance, like, because it's in December, that it is literally canceled. And then her other shows have been postponed until September 2026. So that's kind of interesting. So it's not canceled, but it's been postponed. Despite her health issues, Parton hasn't lost her sense of humor, joking that she told her doctors it must be time for my 100K mile checkup, although it's not the usual trip to see my plastic surgeon. So yes, she lost her husband. It also mentions in July. So see, I wasn't far off. I said this summer. Earlier this year, in July, she said on that she was taking a break from writing music. Oh, so maybe it was earlier this year, but in July, she said on Khloe Kardashian's podcast. Does anyone listen to that? I know it's like heavily promoted on Twitter, and it makes me side-eye her. I'm like, girl, does anyone listen to that podcast? I feel like no one does. That's like, I hate to say it, like Paris Hilton, like I even wrote like a quick like press story on her parvery, just another celebrity with a skincare brand. Honestly, I did write good press on it because I'm like, okay, period, Paris Hilton. Like, you're known for being a party girl, skin always looking good. And I don't know, I like Paris Hilton. I don't have anything against her, but I'm always shocked with how many people, celebrities, get into different business ventures, especially like if we're talking about Bravo, we're talking about bars. If we're talking about celebrities, there's always a celebrity that is getting into skincare or makeup. And it's just like, what's the point? Like, I don't understand why Gwen Stefani has a makeup brand that is recently closing, that's been around for 13 years, Flower Beauty, which is literally, I'm literally blanking on her name and I'm literally going insane. Flower Beauty just announced they are closing. Why am I literally blanking on her name? Drew Barrymore's brand is closing. Like, that was not shocking to me. I don't shop at Flower Beauty, but I know it's been around for a while. But people were talking about other celebrity brands that should probably close. I know SZA had hers, not makeup, for like Strictly Tour. I don't know if she's expanding that. The only longevity like celebrity brands I really see lasting in the game, of course, is Fenty Beauty. I'm talking about strictly skincare, makeup. Rhode, I do see that longevity wise, and Rare Beauty, of course. That's like, if I'm being honest, that's like the top 3 I really see. Speaking of like brands though, Miss Angela Oakley from Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's launching the House of Fangy, and I think the name is so clever. So she's going to be coming out with her own line of portable fans, and I will definitely be purchasing one, especially for my makeup. I like to use the fan in between steps. I'm also probably going to get one for my mom because I think a lot of women are going or have went through, of course, Angela Oakley's stage. And I think that is a smart investment. Like, I will never understand why so many Bravo people get into the bar business, strictly BPR. And it's like your stuff shutting down. Like I was saying on one of my earlier shows that like Britney was thinking about doing a Brits bar. And I'm like, girl, go into extensions, go into, supplements, like, postpartum supplements, because she's remained very open about her pregnancy journey. Why does everyone want to get a barb? Even though I still think if she got into like the hair supplement business, like it still would be really good. Or like hair extensions, because Brittany has beautiful hair. Needless to say what I have to say about her. I'm just saying she has gorgeous hair. Speaking of, we will not be seeing her gorgeous hair on Special Forces anymore on Fox 8. Or not Fox 8, on Fox, because she quit like the first episode. She says she cannot do that. I don't even know why she signed on for that, but she quit within the first episode. But she should get into supplements. Angela Oakley, I 100% support this message of you getting into the portable fan business because you are known for your fan and your Bedazzled fan. I just hope she's not selling portable fans for like $50. Like, girl, if you really trying to make a coin and quick coin, sell those for 15, max 20. I hope she is not selling these portable fans for $50 because I cannot support that at all. I don't know when it's coming out, but I did see a Twitter post about that. And I think it's really smart because that's kind of what she's made her brand on, especially as a freshman, is like she was going through that transitional time, perimenopause. So I 100% support it and I am here for it. What else do we have in reality topics? Of course, we're going to talk about Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's wedding. The details are very limited. I saw a picture of the outdoors, so it was very high security. She paid a lot of money for security. Phones were to be checked outside of the event, so you could not bring your phone in. We are getting glimpses of her dresses. It looks like she was really rocking the halter top, the halter vibe. It was Ralph Lauren. Hair was amazing. I love like the pinup curls. She looks really good, really healthy. I'm really interested to see her second dress. There's a second dress photo. I might post it up here with her and him like laid out like on the couch. Apparently like at some reception. The second dress looks like it's like completely lace and it like drips down the lace. Even her tights are laced with the white heel. Like I want to see that second dress. I want to see that wedding reception dress. Like I said, it was all Ralph Lauren. I want to see that dress because that dress looks like it's going on my Pinterest board for wedding dresses I need. Even though I have no wedding in my near future. But I'm just saying, like, that dress was the one. Her first one looked pretty good too. I cannot wait to see the details. She also, like, broke her own internet history for, like, most liked image on Instagram. She's, like, at literally 22 million likes at the moment. Like, 22 million likes on Instagram. Are you kidding me? That is a lot of likes. I think she's like the only one to really do it like that. 22 million likes is a lot of likes. So yeah, we don't really know who was there. I know Taylor Swift was there. We don't really know who's there. So there's more details coming out, but it was a very high coverage celebrity wedding. They weren't even engaged for a year. The wedding happened very fast. It looked very whimsical, not even whimsical. It looked very elegant. And congrats to them. I wonder if she's going to do a hyphen. If I was a Gomez, I would do a hyphen. And also, like, shout out to his Instagram post. He's like, I married a real life princess. And you guys know, like, Disney Princess, you know, her history on Disney, the Princess Protection Program, you know, Selena Gomez is a Disney princess. So his caption was cute. Even though I think his looks are questionable, I am happy for the two of them because we love a good, happily engaged woman. Also, Justin Bieber, like, posted something really weird. Like, when she posted that, like, he was posted something in the gym and, like, his song of choice was literally I Do. So it's always going to be giving Obsessed and, like, the one that got away, like, in my true opinion. Like, it's always going to be giving that on his end. Like, it's just so weird to me. Like, you're literally married, dude. What are you doing? But whatever. He'll claim it was just his account was hacked or there's no coincidence. That is what he will claim. Speaking of, you know, Catfish was canceled after 13 years on air. When I feel like genuinely, this is an old topic, but I want to talk about it because it has a point with the wedding season and the engagements. It's literally interesting that they would cancel it now when I feel like AI has been the biggest scam it's been in a while. Like, I feel like people have been getting scammed by AI and robots more. And I feel like that would have been an interesting turn to even do like catfish, colon AI, or in a world where AI meets dating. A lot of people are getting catfished. So it's shocking to me that they canceled it and instead they want to do a different direction. I don't see how you're getting catfished, but like AI, like there's a way for AI to like mimic people. And like if you're on the phone, it's like an artificial like a false person on the phone that looks like a real person. Like, it's crazy. So it's crazy to me that they're canceling AI in the midst of that. Anyway, the beloved host, Cammie Crawford, she hadn't been the host for a couple of seasons. She had left. But Cammie got engaged, and she finally is showing us her Wizard Kelly. I was on TikTok scrolling, and she posted to that Ray song, I Got the Ring. Yeah, I got the ring. Finally, that song, which all the girls are doing. I just feel like this year is the year of engagements. But I'm like, super congrats for her. And then in another TikTok, she posted the pictures, and she finally posted what her mystery man looks like. And I tell you what, like, he looks exactly how I thought he would look like. Like, this whole time I imagined her dating someone like that. And I remember I used to listen to her podcast Relationship on, I used to listen to her podcast, I think when I was in college, like a couple of years ago. And I really enjoyed her podcast. Like, it's about like dating, relationships, zodiac signs too. And I remember when she first started dating this guy, like she met him on Raya, which is like the prestigious dating app, all that stuff. But she had never shown what he looked like. So now to see what he looks like, the engagement ring is beautiful. It's oval cut. Selena Gomez engagement ring is gorgeous. Like, we want to talk about engagement rings. That is a gorgeous ring. I actually don't like Taylor Swift's ring at all. I think it's an eyesore. But no, her ring is really gorgeous. It's oval. It's a huge rock. So I'm like, period. I mean, she met him on Raya. He clearly has a job. But congratulations are in order, of course, for Cammie Crawford, who's also from Ohio. I'm from Ohio. I think she's from Cleveland too, or like she might be from Columbus. I think she's from Columbus. But I'm just like, period. Let me see where Cammie Crawford is from. I actually love Cammie Crawford. And I'm just so happy she's engaged, because I remember when she first started talking about him. Where is she from? Does it even say? Cleveland, Ohio. She's from Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah. And then she finally like hard launched her mystery fiance, which we had all known as Wizard Kelly, like proud family throwback. I think if there's any way to like date successfully when you are of that status, and it's not even like she's like a super celebrity, she's like a host, she is like an anchor. She actually reports on like the celebrity stuff low key. Like, she is in that mix. I wouldn't like, she's a celebrity, but like I would say she's probably like C celebrity, and it's like no tea, no shade. But I'm even saying, like, when you're at a C list, even D, I think it's like smart not to show who you're dating until you're like engaged. Like, I do 100% faithfully believe in that, like not showing the world or like protecting that aspect of your life until you guys are engaged or married or like literally having kids. Like, I think social media, like some people have too much access to stuff. Like, when I see people post their kids and they're not even celebrities, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I just don't believe in like having like my people having access to my world kind of in that way. Like, I don't want my children on social media or like me posting them. Like, and I could be a nobody. You know what I mean? I still wouldn't do that. Like, maybe a picture here every once in a while with me with them, but I'm never like just doing that or putting that out there. And just like I also see a lot of the influencers, a lot of the, beauty girls, as soon as they get a man, their whole identity on these social media platforms becomes, becoming a wife, in this perfect relationship that ends up not even being perfect. And then you guys are breaking up. And it's like, you don't even want to tell your audience about what happened when you were so thirsty to show us what this man was doing, X, Y, and Z. So I always say just like be cognizant of that. And it's like also like a lot of your audience, we weren't here for you before the man, and we won't be here for you with the man. We're here. I think I said that wrong. We're here for you. We don't want to always I see a lot of influencers, like, they lose a lot of traction once all they post about is their relationships and they become like a relationship expert. And it's like, no one can really say they're a relationship expert. Like, you really can't do that. So I just think Cammie, she's done it right. Obviously, when you're celebrity dating another celebrity, you know, you got the Demi Lovato's, you got the Selena Gomez's, like, dating producers, you got the Taylor Swift's dating NFL stars. Like, obviously, you've got to be open about it. Like, even like Meg the Stallion and I just forgot his name. Why did I just forget his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Meg the Stallion. She's dating that guy that I thought was like super lengthy. Why do I want to say his name's like Stefan? What is his name? Meg the Stallion. Steph. Ooh, Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson. I don't know. I was gonna say Steph Curry. Oh no, but obviously, like, at that point. But even I want them to kind of protect their relationship a little more. But if he does propose, like, I'd be so happy for Meg the Stallion. Either way, congrats to Selena Gomez. Congrats to who else? Cammie Crawford. Congrats to the girls. Congrats to the girls. Let's talk about Bad Bunny. He is headlining the 2026 Super Bowl. So if MAGA wasn't upset before about Kendrick Lamar and all the black artists that have headlined, they are definitely about to be mad, especially given the times we are in and how people, brown people, black people, are being snatched up off the street from ICE. They are definitely going to be mad after this full-time, half-time performance in Spanish. Best and believe they would be mad. So Bad Bunny has been one of the artists that has been very vocal about not having any concerts in America because he doesn't want his fans being swept away by ICE. Oh Lord. But he's been very vocal about that and not, like, just bringing no concerts here. So he's talking about how he's super excited. I think this is he's going to have a political statement for sure, just like Kendrick Lamar did. And I'm really excited to watch it, even though I will not understand what he's saying. He got bangers, but I'm really excited to see what he does with that because I know he will be making a political statement, like I said, like Kendrick Lamar did. So Bad Bunny told Low. So what is this? So this is from US Weekly. Or USA Today. I am reading. And he's talking about when Jay-Z called him. He's like, I remember that after the call, I just did like 100 pull-ups. He said I didn't need any more pre-workout. It was very special. It was so special. A week after Bad Bunny concluded his 31-day Puerto Rico residency, it was revealed he would be the headliner for the Apple Music Super Bowl. I don't know which one this is. Halftime show in 2026. The news was announced Sunday. Yes, it was. And quote unquote, I was keeping this a secret for so long. Bad Bunny said, it felt so good. I felt so emotional yesterday because it was the first time that I showed the Super Bowl halftime show announcement, which was basically him on the kicker, like the score counter, him with a hat on, which I'm assuming has some significance because it was like a straw hat kind of. But he said, I felt so emotional yesterday because it was the first time, yada, 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 video of one of my friends. And I saw his reaction and he was so excited. He said, I'm really excited for my friends, my family, Puerto Rico, and all the Latino people around the world. He's excited for his culture. Yeah. And then he also said something else. Yes, so that's what I said about the hat. He said, in a nod to his Puerto Rican heritage, Bad Bunny wore a pava, a traditional hat made from the leaves of Puerto Rican hat palm. That's what I said. It looked like a straw hat kind of, but that's the info behind that. He also shared that the beach where the announcement footage was recorded is his quote-unquote hometown beach, so it's a very special thing. And he said he's figuring out, he's going to embrace the moment. He's going to show that we have our music, our culture. He's just going to do it on stage to enjoy it and have fun. And people are saying he might bring out Cardi B. He might bring out some Latino artists. And this is like such a pivotal time to have a Latino artist too, given where we are as a democracy or as a country. It's very them against us. I don't know why. And I'm with them because, I mean, hey, I could be snatched up on the street too. I'm just saying, like, this was such a clever idea, and I'm so glad like Jay-Z, because Jay-Z definitely has some pullings, of course, with the NFL, and I think it's very smart that he chose a Latino artist, like 110% smart idea. Like, it'll be really good. Um yeah, especially in this political climate. That's gonna be a show that might break Kendrick Lamar's record. They always breaking records at the halftime show. What else do I want to talk about? I think I talked about everything, honestly, that I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about Real Housewives of Miami finale. I have some thoughts, and I'm going to talk about Salt Lake City, though, of course. I reglossed. Okay, let's get into this Miami finale. If I had to rank this season, I would give it a solid 6. Honestly, a 5.5. There has been better Miami seasons. I think overall, did we have drama? Yes. I was actually here for Lisa and Larsa's like total epic fallout feud. I still don't understand, if anything, because of how the show ended, like, and because Gertie and Julia's beef was so like, first of the season. I understand why they aren't first seats now watching it. I don't understand why Stephanie and Alexia are first seat, though. If anything, I thought it should have been Lisa and Larsa, given the state of their friendship. And that was actually very funny this season. But let's get into this finale. So we had Marisol versus Adriana. Very lackluster finale. The only real stuff happened until Stephanie's holiday Christmas event, which is crazy, like Christmas in Miami. But Marisol versus Adriana, Adriana versus Julia, Kiki versus Adriana, Alexia versus Todd. But everyone was versus Adriana. It's so shocking to me how she still doesn't have, a mojito. And I think she's really upset she does not, because when Miami originally came on, and like she even said in the after show, which I did not know, she was the one that was behind the theme song. She says no other housewife has. Like, she takes her music very serious. Like, I don't know. I love my dog. It's like not to be serious, but I mean, and I love my dog, but I don't know. I just think Adriana came off very bitter to me in this season finale, more than normal. Like, ooh, guys, this lighting, more than normal. She just came off super bitter to me and very jealous. So first we have Adriana versus Julia. So there's a clear, I think Julia, if anything, won't be asked back. I'm looking at like the people that shouldn't be asked back, and I think Julia should be on the chopping block for sure. It's like very weird. Like, the alliances do ruin the shows, and it's like you're sitting up here upset that Adriana cannot make it to. It's not even a charity event. It is an event to celebrate you adopting these two boys, and you thanking this agency or whatever, and the fostering or whatever, like merging the two. Like, the boys aren't even there. It's nothing for charity. It's just a celebration of you essentially becoming a parent and bending some rules and showing your fat dollar. That's what it is giving. So you're upset Adriana didn't make it, but you're totally fine that you godfathering these old men in these young and influential boys' lives. Julia, I mean, Alexia and Marisol didn't make it to that. But you're upset that Gertie didn't join a Zoom call. Julia is on the chopping block for me. Overall, I think she won me back over. Ooh, especially as she's like talking and like making sense as to, like Adriana, and basically how she does have some red flags in that friendship. She's kind of won me there. I totally agree with that. I think Adriana is very bitter. I think she's very insecure, and I think she's really upset that she is older. And it's crazy how much like that affects her. But other than that, Julia, you really had a lackluster season. You really did. I think Stephanie had a lackluster season. All she talks about is her Birkins, not wanting to have kids. in her job. That's all she talks about. I don't think she deserved first seat. And I don't think Kiki deserves a mojito. Like, I like Kiki, even though I did give her some, you know, I was harsh on her this season, especially because she was coming for Gertie. But I don't even think she deserves a mojito. I'm really not interested in, like, her dad. I mean, yeah, he's nice to look at, but I don't want to see that storyline. Like, isn't this the man that put you out of the house at 12 years old? I would like to see about her baby daddies, because she got multiple, and that's fine. But it's like, I don't want to hear about this dad thing. I mean, I feel like that dragged on for too long. And I think Adriana, if anything, she should be a housewife. But I think because she's so bitter and insecure and mean, that Bravo will never give her the satisfaction. Like I feel about Marisol. So let's get into Marisol versus Adriana, because Marisol was essentially the person that came up with the idea to switch out Ratchet for Wretched. The two sound very similar. I still think it's crazy that Adriana called Kiki that. And I still don't think she meant that. So Marisol gave her the idea to say, no, you meant Wretched. And she's like, stay off of me for 2 years. It gets back to Marisol that Adriana was shading her. But it's like, you really expect me not to shade you, like, at all? Like, I'm not coming for you, but shade. And so now you've blown up my spot, basically saying that you're the one that gave me the idea. And basically, I did mean Ratchet. And that's what I mean about Alexia. I mean, about Marisol, is like, she does a lot of her work behind the scenes. And that's the reason I do like Stephanie, because Stephanie reads right through that. She's like, for you to hold on to that information until the party and to bring it up whenever we're not good. It's like, if I don't kiss the ground you walk on, like, it's very manipulative. And you see Larsa's like trying to stand up for her, but Stephanie's like, no, I think that was so manipulative of Marisol. Like, she saw right through the BS. Like, Marisol is a sniper, and it further confirms the claims that even Dr. Nicole was saying she had a PI to find some stuff on Anthony, which they didn't find. I think people are saying Marisol doesn't not want to be full-time. Yes, she does, because you're not doing all of that work behind the scenes unpaid, not in front of the camera. You're not doing all that if you're not trying to be on the show. You, just like you were happy when Stephanie came on because you were hoping to shake Dr. Nicole up, because you still don't like the girl. But the girl not even on. And what was the point? And now Stephanie don't like you. And the gag is, Stephanie and Dr. Nicole get along just fine. Marisol is a sniper. And I say with snipers, you gotta be wary of them, because snipers know exactly what their jobs are. A job of a sniper is, you're not supposed to see them coming. And that's Marisol. She's manipulative, and she's, in my Matt voice from freaking Real Housewives of Atlanta, manipulative and fundamentally deceptive. That is what I give Marisol. I don't trust her as far as I could throw her. For her to bring that up, and it's like, it was just given like, oh, you just the type to hold on to something, hold on to some information and then use it against you. I mean, use it against me. And I don't like people like that. I do not like people like that. We also had Kiki versus Adriana, which honestly, Kiki apologized and Adriana didn't even really hear her. I think Adriana was in her J-Lo mode, like, oh my gosh, I'm about to perform. Kiki apologized. I don't know what else Adriana wanted. Adriana's very insecure about her age. And it's like, when you're that insecure about your age, you start to show it. Her behavior at that dinner party was totally unacceptable. It made me look at Adriana very differently. And I do think she's a hypocrite, because you were the main one talking about Marisol's knees and stuff. And then when you got this young, hot girl talking about your age, you feel a type of way and you're lashing out. Like, she's been affected ever since Kiki has said you too old to be acting like this. She has been affected ever since. She has been shifted ever since. And I don't blame Kiki at all for that read, because you call me Ratchet, you was too old to be acting like this. And she's been too old for it. Been too old, and she hates that. There's one thing you cannot reverse, and that is time. No matter how many plastic surgeries you get, and you look good for your age, but you're over here talking about Alexia and Marisol age. Y'all both about to hit 70. You can't reverse time. As much as you try to, you can't reverse time. And you would enjoy life a lot more if you were a lot more humble and a lot more genuine. That's my take, honestly. And then, of course, they talk about Alexia and Todd. I do not know why Alexia's first. I'm not interested in hearing about her. Ooh, I have something I'm gonna say on TikTok. I'm gonna say this on the pod, and I'm gonna also make a separate video for my TikTok because the lighting's going bad, and I really want to talk about this on my TikTok. Alexia reminds me of Kenya Moore so bad. You see these strong women on these reality shows, but then when they get into these relationships, they become kind of like caricatures. Is that the word? Of themselves. The strong woman. It's like you become like the opposite of yourself in these relationships because you're so thirsty and you're so desperate for a relationship. And it makes me think of Kenya Moore when she was in a relationship with Mark Daly. And when this man clearly treated you like crap, but you were so trying to convince everyone, your best friends, like, oh no, he's fine. Or like, me and Mark, it's a traditional relationship. He likes it like this. He likes it like that. But it's like in Alexia, you're trying to convince your good friend Marisol that y'all's relationship's fine. You're leaving it up to him. And I was recently rewatching Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is why I really make the two connections, because that one season with after COVID, when she was going through the divorce and everything with Mark, and it wasn't even a divorce, like she kept giving him, like these strong women keep giving the men the position to make the cause for the end of the relationship, when it's like, if you're being treated like crap, why not just end the relationship? Why are you leaving it up to Mark? Why are you leaving it up to Todd to end these relationships when it's clear these men do not respect you? Todd then literally left your whole home, packed it up, moved him and his daughter out to a whole different place in front of Frankie. And it's like, you don't want more for your son. And it's like, I look at Kenya, it's like, you don't want more for your daughter. Like, it was just so weird. It's so interesting to see these strong women do anything for a relationship. And then you can even relate that to Lindsay Hubbard. I love her. She's a strong personality on Summer House, and she let Carl make the call about their end of their relationship when their relationship should have been ended with the way y'all wasn't seeing eye to eye. So it's always very interesting to me to see these women, these strong personalities on reality TV do anything and everything for a man, even though it's so clear that it's not working out. I gotta hurry up because it is getting to fall now, so my setup's going to be changing very soon. I'm also going to be getting a new laptop like very soon, so I'm hoping like the quality and everything is just so much better, and I'm really looking forward to that. Prime Day's coming up. Like, I think I'm literally going to have a new laptop like next week, and I'm so freaking happy. This laptop has carried me for the past 8 years of my life. Like, I got it in 2017, freshman in college, but it is on its last leg. I would love to blur out my background. I would love to do so much different stuff for the pod, and it would help me with writing. My S key has been broken for a while, and it is difficult for me to really write and a lot of stuff. So I cannot wait to get a new laptop very soon. I'm really hoping I get a new laptop, but I have to hurry up for the sake of the sun. The sun is literally setting as we speak. So I'm trying to hurry up and trying to bring out the shades more. I want to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but yeah, that was Miami. I just honestly feel like it was an okay season. Like, I can get my gloss on the thing. It was an okay season. I feel like it's been better. I even feel like last season was better. Let's talk about Salt Lake City briefly, because Lisa's confessionals, the girl did not finish the smoky eye. It was bad. The smoky eye was not done. It was not completed. She had one lash hanging off. I don't even know. Maybe she was late for confessionals and they were like, we got to film like this. The way I would be sending Bravo a cease and desist, like, please do not show that confessional. I demand you replace it with AI picture, because now she's all over social media with heavily filtered confessionals of what her confessional was going to be, like the other hairstyle and the completed makeup. Either way, I will keep saying this. Lisa Barlow literally has alligator skin. She needs to lay off the Diet Coke. Like, she just looks like her pores just like reek of sugar. Like, her skin texture, it just looks so dry and reptilian to me. I literally cannot. I'm like, I just want you to drink like 32 ounces of water. Like, you just look dehydrated. Besides Lisa's confessionals, Meredith is really falling into the background on Salt Lake City. And I always like say, my last video, which I posted on TikTok, I was like, who do you think's on the chopping block? And I was saying Heather Gay, but it's like people did remind me in the comments, like she is a very big part of the Mormon community, or she still wants to be, and she kind of fills in that sector for us, even if that's all she got. Like 6 seasons in, and I'm still, all I know about Heather Gay is she was married and she wants to be a Mormon, even though she has all these books about being a bad Mormon. That is all I know about her. And then she got kids. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like with Meredith, like, I know more about Meredith, but you can tell Meredith really has no storyline this season. The only reason I don't think Bravo will part with Meredith, or maybe they'll make her ephemeral, is because Brooks was on Next Gen NYC. But she really is fading in the background. So I will ask my question again. Who do you think is on the chopping block? I'm going to say this every episode because I do think Salt Lake City has too many OGs right now. And if you would have asked me this last season, it would have been Whitney, because Whitney has never not been, first seat unless it was with Heather. And that was like season 4 or something when the cousins were beefing. And it was like when Jen Shah was like going or something. But before, if you would have asked me this, it would have always been Whitney, Heather, and Meredith was always safe. But when I think about who's in the chopping block, I'm literally saying Meredith now, because she hasn't even had a confessional. And if she has, it's not memorable. Like, and I don't even, we see her next rental, which actually is low-key gorgeous, but she has no storyline. And we're going on to our 3rd episode, and we haven't gotten a hint at nothing. I think Meredith is on the chopping block now. As of now, we'll see an activated Meredith throughout the season like we always do, but she's really floating in the background. Heather's playing puppet to Lisa, and what I realized about Heather, if she doesn't have her puppet master, she floats into the background. So before it was Jen Shah, now it is Lisa Barlow. So much so you are running back a story completely false. Meredith and Brittany did have Lisa's back, but you didn't tell that story. And then you let Lisa Barlow sit up there and clown you and talk about her business and her priorities and her life on a higher pedestal than yours. And that's supposed to be your friend? Because you are so thirsty to be. Does she give me one of those girls that was like bullied in high school? Not even bullied, or just like a bookworm, very much into her education, very much into becoming the best Mormon. And she never really had a good time. She never really let her hair down. So now that she's finally been accepted by the cool girl, she's like, OMG, like, this is my opportunity. Like, I need to stick by her. And I'm like, Heather, you used to be so much cooler when you were bigger. Like, that's the gag. Heather lost all her personality when she started Ozempic. And now she's like acting like literally Lisa Barlow's puppet. Would it be just puppet? Lisa Barlow's the puppet master, puppeteer. Like, you literally have beef and smoke for Bronwyn for no reason. Y'all beef was never that deep, but it's because Bronwyn and Lisa don't get along. And it's just like, I knew you were a punk when you literally took the falling for Jen Shah punching you in the mouth. Like, I knew you were a punk then. And I should have believed it. Like, I knew you were a punk when you're like, oh, production, Chanel, when you try to like have production go down. Like, it's just crazy to me. Mary's son has relapsed. It's not shocking to me. Good thing it is weed. I mean, once a drug addict though, like, it's not good to be hooked up on anything, but it's not shocking to me that his choice of relapse is weed. It is better than what he was doing. It is more natural. But it's not shocking, especially when you don't have your friends around, that you guys were partaking in this party culture, and now you're not trying to be in that culture, and now you're trying to figure out where do you fit into. Mary's storyline and her son continuing to be honest. He also said he's turned to food. I do wonder if Mary has questioned if she should take him out of that school. I don't think homeschooling would do him justice. I feel like he needs to be around people. I wonder if him and his girlfriend are still around, but it seems like his girlfriend was also part of that party culture. It's very inspiring and very heartwarming to see the side of Mary. And I'm really glad she's very open about what's going on, because I think a lot of teens deal with that. We have the big party that was happening at a socialite's house. A socialite I can't even remember, because she was like shown in like 2 scenes, so she's forgettable. The house also was giving like venue space or whatever, but Lisa is trying to confront Angie after she gets the lowdown from Brittany and Heather. She's trying to confront Angie. And I will say, when Lisa comes into the party, so first of all, her and John aren't even talking in the car. So I think she knows something is about to happen. But Lisa to me also was just very frantic going into that party. She kept moving her hair. She kept like drinking her liquor or whatever, like her wine glass. Like, she looked very frazzled. Like, she knew people were going to start talking about the lawsuits. She looked very scared and seen, not confident, not her normal self. Very like, I know I have a lot to prove right now. She seemed very frazzled, which is why I think everything Bronwyn was saying was factual and straight from the newspaper, because Lisa seemed very uncomfortable. Like, I can't believe they're about to bring this stuff up. And I think she might be in the midst of these lawsuits, so I don't know. I think there has to be some validity, if that's the word, to these lawsuits, because she was shook. She was not okay. She's not well. In my Duranda voice, not well being. So she tries to confront Angie about the bad comparison to Jen Shah, and then she brings Bronwyn up, and then Bronwyn hears her name and is like, well, it seems like you have a problem with me. And Bronwyn literally gathered her, told her facts. The only thing that I will say Lisa gathered her with was the whole gout dick sucker thing, because it's like, what? Like in my Whitney voice, like, I didn't know you could have gout there. Thought it was only in the foot. But that was funny. But then, like, this whole ping pong match of like, oh, you're gonna go sleep with your husband, and it's just like, girl, that's all you have. I'm talking about these cases that you need to go do. I'm talking about some extra money you might need to ask this judge to literally forgive you, and to like, Bronwyn was bringing nothing but the facts. Lisa left in shambles, and you could just tell Lisa had no facts. Like, she was just talking about Bronwyn and her man's relationship and just something from past seasons. Like, she wasn't making any sense. Like, last season, and here we go, Bronwyn reading actually the Salt Lake Tribune and actually having facts, and it seems as though Lisa was totally unprepared. We have a new episode of Salt Lake tonight, so it's always hard for me to recount everything that happens. I need to take the notes of like tonight or when I watch it. Or on Tuesday when this comes out, it'll be one. Yeah, tonight. But I'm recording on Monday. But I need to take notes so I remember. But all I remember is Bronwyn completely gathered her. Completely. And Lisa left with her mouth on the floor, because she didn't have nothing to say. And I'm like, her comebacks were weak. It was very weak. It was very bad. And she had nothing to say. So there will not be a that's your reality TV, that's your Toxic Tuesday episode. But I want to say there's not going to be a what's the reality on What the Reality this week. I know I said it will be alternating October and September. September has like 5 weeks, and so does October. And I only do 2-parters, so I'm trying to level it out. So I'm going to have one next Friday, and then we'll have one, not the following, but then the following, because it's 5 weeks, and I don't want one being put out. Halloween actually falls on Friday this year. I don't want an episode being put out on Friday, the Halloween. I want it that week before, which I think will be the 24th. So it looks like we're going to have 2 What the Realities. I have it lined up like per the months. So though I'll have a What the Reality topic the 10th and the 24th. And then, like I said, like, this is just 5 weeks. So it's like I had to line it up that way. And it also works out because, to be honest, this weekend, I was really trying to decide like which topic I want to do next. And I really don't know. Like, I don't know if I want it to be something dealing with Salt Lake City, or I think Salt Lake City is too new for me to really investigate. I'm really leaning towards Potomac, or I'm leaning to something totally not even in the Bravo universe. That'll be really fun for me to do. Another reality show, but not in the Bravo universe. Speaking of, Laguna Beach is getting a reunion. That might be a hint. But no, I'm just trying to think, what do I really want to investigate? But then I'm also like, Potomac is coming out next Sunday, so it'd be nice to dig deep into a Potomac topic, or like a breakup or friendship, something. So I'm still trying to think. And yeah, I just didn't know what topic to do. So this will be your only episode for this week, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Make sure you are following the show. Make sure you are leaving a 5-star rating and a comment, and follow me on TikTok. That is where I talk about a lot of the reality TV, a lot of toxic talks. That's where I talk about all of it. I'm going to start trying to post it on Instagram, but Instagram, they don't move my videos like TikTok. Like TikTok pushes my videos even after this whole 5 hashtag BS thing. Like TikTok pushes out my videos, at least for my reality pod. Like, I feel like they'd be fighting me with my beauty content, but like my reality content, like it pushes it out. And I really think it's because they really like talking videos and like long talking videos. But yes, that is everything for this Toxic Tuesday. I've lost the sun. I tried. So thank you so much for listening. And until the next time, bye.